are going to jump in tonight to episode 11 of Rise of the Sovereign. All right, and before we jump in, we're going to do we're going to go around and we're going to introduce some folks. We'll do a quick recap, and we're going to jump into the action right where we left off last week. So to start, we have up top.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ellie, or Elbel on Twitch. I am playing Anne Hothamore for you. I am an Arcane Trickster Rogue Changeling. And I'm trying to keep these guys in check.
Good luck with that. And just below me in the Dodgers uniform tonight.
I am Laszlo. I will not be held in check. And I'm playing Lorex, the Dwarf Warlock Genie. And I apologize in advance for literally everything that I will do.
And below him in the Atlanta Braves hat, we have...
I am Danny. I've been playing D&D with Trevor for 25 years. We've been friends for 25 years.
That's
I think
right.
we're in soulmate. territory now.
Soulmate territory now.
That's right.
But I play Vimak, the Goliath Rune Knight.
That's right. And then below him is...
Hi, I'm Wes. I play a Circle of Stars Druid named Cordan. He's kind of a jerk, but I enjoy playing it.
But he's not. He's our jerk though. So that's very endearing, right? And
the opinions of Cordan Acosta do not reflect Wes Addison Enterprises.
And for those of you, we will be putting all of our episodes on podcasts on Tuesdays. You can find us on Apple, Spotify, and all that fun stuff. If you are listening to us via podcast, you can watch us live on YouTube at 8:30 Eastern at our Rolling with Advantage YouTube channel. And with that, we're going to do a quick recap of last week, and then we're going to dive into the action tonight. So the first thing that we're going to talk about last week is a lot happened. So first off, the party decided to take some time to kind of, build up and kind of start talking about building up and fortifying their defenses at the stronghold. And they took some time and they saw that the dwarves, the Stormpike clan, had begun building their stronghold. And tonight, we've actually started using Incarnate, which is a great tool, and we're going to see the new and improved version of the stronghold. Aha. So if I have to zoom this out just a little bit, it is a really big map, but this is a better version of what we saw last several games. Is what we're taking a look at now is we are seeing, so what we're seeing here is...
Oh, it's pretty.
Yes. So now we can actually see, now these are the old Baravon ruins that we found in the first episode. And you can see some of the outcropping of the ruins, the towers are there, and the dwarves have come in, the Stormpike dwarves, and they've actually begun to kind of build some things. They've cleared the center area and made it into a forge. There's actually a big tent over that, but I left that blank so you could actually see inside that this is the center part of the forge. Next to that is the very large tent. It's kind of their living area, but they've also kind of turned it into a makeshift tavern because, hey, they're dwarves. And in the back, there is the chieftain's Thorbrick's tent. But it's more than that because what he has disguised inside of that is actually the entrance to your underground lair, which is where Miles and Ceridwen, the liches that are the head of the Sovereign, that is where they are hiding out. So all of the top is a front, per se, for what's going on beneath. So this is our new map. The cool thing about this is that if the players want to, really build this up, I have the ability to go in and kind of actually design what they're wanting to do. If you want to build a ditch or build a building or whatever, I can actually go through and make it. So that is what we're going to be using now. So we're going to see some new maps moving forward. So the players came back, they started building up, they started seeing what was going on, they had a little chance to rest, and it was during this time that everyone had a little bit of downtime to kind of figure out what they were going to be doing, and it was during this time that Ellie's character was talking to Miles and Ceridwen and found out that there were some other people may have answered the call and were traveling to Waterdeep. And she was kind of dispatched to go and find these people that had answered the call of the Sovereign, much like the Valanavi clan, which is how we got Vimak, and see, hey, are there more people coming to help with this fight against the Collective? So with that, Anne took, Lorex, her faithful bodyguard, since she has the lantern that he is tied to, and also took Vimak as well. Now, before all of this had happened, Cordan's character had gone chasing after a rogue hamster Boo, and was missing last week from the previous adventure. And yes, if you're following new, that is the Boo of Minsk and Boo. So he was chasing after him after they had a previous adventure together. So he wasn't there for this story part of last week. They traveled to Waterdeep to find these three individuals that had traveled to Waterdeep. It was 2 humans and a halfling. They ended up finding that 2 of the humans had been captured by the priest or the paladins of Helm, and had been taken back and arrested after what looked like a fight or a brawl at the Yawning Portal. Had been taking them back to the temple, where they found out that they were being interrogated or tortured or beaten. It was kind of hard to tell what was going on inside. And they did a little bit of reconnaissance and found out that, yes, they were chained, these 2 humans were bound, and they were getting beaten by these paladins and these priests, and interrogated about where the cult of the Sovereign was. Which is what has been dubbed this little ragtag group is a cult against the collective. So
I prefer club.
Club is a better word, right? Cult is so strong. But the other thing that happened right before, they ran into this halfling, and the halfling ran in and had basically said, "Hey, you guys be the diversion. I'll break in and save my friends," which everyone was kind of put off on that this little halfling girl could, go and take on the paladins and everything on her own. Fast forward, that's kind of what happens. She goes and she kicks down the door, and runs in and turns into this giant werebear. Or I say giant, she's still halfling size, just thick in nature.
Average werebear.
Average. She's average.
Thick.
Yeah, thick is right. So this
She's
thick
like
werebear,
oatmeal,
who ended up being Mari Wildheart of the Wildheart clan, runs in, starts mauling the paladins. They attack. Their 2 friends also that were being beaten. Ellie's character Anne ran up, freed them from their silver chains. As soon as they came off, they also turned into werebears. And between having the 3 werebears and the rest of the party, everyone mauled the paladins and the priest and left a pretty grisly murder scene. Freeing.
Maul and grisly.
Buns.
Stop it.
Buns.
Sorry. So many puns.
Grizzly scene.
So with that, you escaped the town, tried to leave the scene of the crime to look like it was done by wild animals, and which was easy to do. And you made it back home with the Wildheart clan, the 2 humans and the halfling Mari. You found out that their names were Blaze, Thornton, and Mari was the halfling. So you made it back to town in the cover of darkness in the wee hours of the morning. You get back and you see that some of the dwarves are still awake. They're still, they always kind of keep somebody as a sentry no matter what. He may just be, working the forge, but there's always somebody up. There's always somebody watching, and just there's always activity. It is that point that everyone comes in, minus Cordan. Cordan is still not with you, but the 3 of you plus the Wildheart, so really the 6 of you, have now returned to camp, and that is where we're going to pick up the story tonight. So you have returned back to camp with the 3 of the Wildheart clan. So with that, what does Anne want to do?
Anne would probably just want to go and take them downstairs to speak with Uncle.
Okay. And is anyone else going to do anything other than just go straight down to the crypt?
I'm going to go with
Vimak.
Yeah, I'll go with them. Just to, are they still hurt? Are they hurting at all, or have they kind of recovered?
They've kind of recovered amazingly. It seems like after they got the silver shackles off, they healed pretty. Now they're still covered in their own blood from their clothing, but they're back in human form now. Right. The 2 that were beaten, but they seem in pretty good shape compared. It's kind of amazing to see after how badly they were being beaten.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go down with them just to make sure they get medical attention.
All right, and with that, you head down to the crypt itself. We'll kind of pick back up where we were. So everyone comes back down to the crypt, and at this point, Miles and Ceridwen are waiting for you. So the three of you are there with Miles, with Ceridwen, and also the three of the Wildheart clan. I'm going to bring them up. So here is Mari.
Is that Mari?
Mm-hmm. And then here is Thornton.
Got a great mustache.
It is a savage mustache.
Looks like Tom Selleck.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's very Selleck in nature.
Yes, his mustache game is solid. Then you have the older, the Papa Bear of the group, that seems to kind of be in charge, and his name is Blaze. His name is Blaze, right? So we'll put them here. All right. So these are the three of the Wildheart clan that has traveled. Now, as you open up the like, there's like this latch that you open up to go down the steps into the crypt. The braziers are lit as you go down, so you can still, like, you're moving out of the darkness of night, but there's actually a flicker of light as you go into the crypt. You see the shuffling feet of walking around. You see Miles and Ceridwen greeting you. You also see a couple of the dwarves are down here. You're actually with Thorbrick, who is the chief of the Stormpike clan, is coming down with you as well. He's got a lantern lit, and as he comes down, he kind of sets the lantern down because there's not light for the stairs as he comes in, so he always has a lantern to kind of kind of get through that first part. As they walk in, you see Mari kind of like push ahead of everybody and look around and goes, "Miles, are you here? Miles!" And she just goes tearing across and sees Miles, and Miles goes, "Mari, what are you doing here?" And she goes and hugs him. And even though they saw them coming, it was kind of surprising to them that they're here. And Miles and Ceridwen look over and they're talking to Mari. Goes, "How did you make it here? Why are you here?" And they're kind of looking back. Goes, "Did you hear the call as well?" And Thornton looks over and goes, No, it wasn't that at all. We saw an opportunity to come, and we fled, so we came. And Ceridwen says, "How did you escape? Where you're from is almost impossible to travel here." Everyone else is looking around lost while they're having this conversation. And Miles looks over and goes, "Well, we're glad to have you. I'm confounded on how you even got here to begin with." And Blaze looks over and goes, "Well, the mist, it parted, and we saw an opportunity to leave our oppressors, and, well, we took it." And with that, Ceridwen reaches over and puts her hand on Blaze's shoulder and goes, it was so hard for us years ago to leave Barovia. I did not believe there would ever be an opportunity for you to come as well." And at this, everyone's looking at us, and Miles goes, "I think we should explain the situation." Now, as that happens, and this conversation is raging back and forth, and you look over your shoulder and you hear something like scurrying across the floor, and you look down and you see that Soot is sitting there with you, and he's looking, and you get this image popped in your head of a rodent, because that's how a pseudo-dragon speaks to you, and you turn and look, and you see Boo running, and you see Cordan in his hamster form chasing after him as fast as he can as the two hamsters scurry in to the room as well. So you see them. Boo runs straight to you, and as you instinctively, in a motherly aspect, just reach down and it runs up your arm and up on your shoulder. Soot, the pseudo-dragon, looks up because now it seems that Anna's collecting all of the pets with the pseudo-dragon, and also now Boo, the hamster. So at this point, Cordan, you have run in, you've heard the tail end of this conversation, you heard something about Barovia, and you're just panting as you've been trying to keep up with this hamster.
Before I shift out, I'm going to look to Boo and say, we've got to have a way for me to figure out, if I have you and I point you at somebody, can you let me know whether or not they are or they aren't? You know what I mean?
And he goes, I will growl like this.
Got it. And I'm going to shift out.
All right. All right, so with that, Cordan, you step out of hamster form and stand back up into full human form. As you look over, you see new people you don't know in the room. You see two humans that are, their clothing is tattered and they've got like dried blood all over them. You see a small halfling look over and kind of glare at you with this crazy eye as she's looking over at you as well, also covered in blood, but probably not her own. So they look pretty savage, but they seem to know Miles and Saradwin.
Okay, I'm gonna walk up to Anne. I'm gonna reach out my hand and get Boo to come over to me.
And he does.
All right, and then I'm going to point him slowly at everyone in the room. Not saying a word. Nobody knows what I'm doing. I'm just standing there holding a hamster.
You scan the hamster around the room, and he does not growl.
And then I'm just gonna say excellent and put him on my shoulder.
Okay, all right. So the Boo sits back on your shoulder and kind of nuzzles into your cloak. And with that, Miles looks. He goes, "That's curious, very curious. I don't want to come back to that, but first, I want to hear about my Wild Heart friends. How did you come to be here? I must know the story." And as he's getting in that...
Yes, we would like to hear that as well.
And Saradwin goes, "I believe we should start at the beginning." She looks and goes, "Everyone, please have a seat." And everyone they've got like rickety benches and stuff, but we're still kind of moving in. But everyone pulls up, little like stools and benches and stuff and sits down. Mari just kind of flops down on the floor. And with that, Miles goes, "Well, yes, after our ally, our friend Bodan passed years ago, we looked for other ways to find out how we could determine who was collective and who had been taken over and who had not. And we had heard of other places and other realms that we could travel to. Well, we did. We found a way to travel to some places to seek out powerful beings for their advice. And, well, as fate would, we found our ways traveling through the mist, and we entered this land of Barovia, where we sought out the knowledge of their lord, who ended up being this tyrannical madman named Strahd. And after we met with him, we found that was not going to be a willing ally, a willing source of information, but he wanted us to stay. So reluctantly we did until we could find a way to exit. But we had met in our travels in Barovia the Wildheart clan, who was kind of in a feud with Strahd, and so we befriended the Wildheart, who took us in and protected us and helped us, and eventually we found our way home. But I was hoping we would take the Wildheart clan with us, but we couldn't. Now, some years later, some of you at least have made it here. How is this possible? And Blazer goes, "Well, we went to the same pass that you were at, and we waited, and we found that the mist parted seasonally, and we waited, and we waited, and we set camp there until the mist parted in the similar way that you had left, and we took our leave, and we finally found a way to exit the tyranny of that oppressor. So we are here. But it seems that as soon as we were here, we were asking for you by name, and apparently your name is not as good as we thought." And Miles looks over and goes, "I am so sorry for that, but we have fallen on difficult times, it seems. This is not as grand a place we could have met." And Mari goes, "Where's the ale? Where's the ale?" And Thorbrick reaches over and goes, "Oh, I'll get you some ale. I'll get you some ale." And Thorbrick immediately kind of takes to Mari because they're speaking the same language at this point. So with that, you've kind of heard briefly the tale, but it seems that the Wildheart were actually kind of coming here for asylum and fell into a bad situation with the Temple of Helm. Saradwin looks over and goes, "So there's more to the story, but that's the small version of it. Do you have any questions? Anne, are you okay?"
I'm okay. I'm glad that we've got everybody here safe.
Well, I'm
glad to see Cordan back and
yes,
everybody.
Cordan, where have you been? We missed you the last few days. And who is this? Wait, Didn't you tell us something about this?
Indeed, this is he.
This is... And she reaches down, and as soon as she reaches down, like, Boo jumps off your shoulder and runs towards Ceridwen, and she picks him and goes, "How is this possible? Oh, I am so sorry, Bodan. I am so sorry. We thought you'd come back as something mightier than this. And this little hamster reaches over and just kind of nuzzles her, and you don't really understand what's going on here, other than there seems to be like this moment of forgiveness as the little hamster is having this tender moment with Ceridwen. And
He is a mighty hamster, though. Quite a mighty one.
I would love to hear this story some more, but is he still able to do what he could do in his past life? Can he sense their presence?
Yes, and everyone here is okay.
Oh, good.
He does not fault anyone. I don't think he minds actually being a hamster. He never brought it up.
I'd hoped he would come back in a way that we could communicate him with easier. I mean, he's been lost for years to us.
Well, in a way, it's easy for him to find things. For instance, he took me to the inner courts of Waterdeep, both of us, and he revealed that Waterdeep is pretty much taken over. The main house nobles are all with the collective.
All of them? Or who do you know for sure? And there's like this moment where Miles and Ceridwen are staring at each other like, there are hundreds of nobles. It can't be all of them, is there?
Arborbrent, Keldar, Querith, and Silverhand, for sure.
What, did you say Silverhand? Laurel yes. Silverhand is... And as soon as you say that, and you know that name, she is the open lord of Waterdeep. That is basically the ruler of Waterdeep, has been taken over by the collective. And these other names you've heard of, they're some of the more up-to-date... No, there's hundreds of nobles. Then there's, Hank M. Cathra is a noble. Miles was considered a noble. It's just different. It's basically wealthy houses. But the three that he named, they're all pretty. There was 4 total, but there was Laurel Silverhand, who is the open lord. There's Darius Querith and Zusina Keldar. Now, Zusina is known for owning a ton of shops in town. Like, she's a franchise owner of a ton of different shops in town. And then you also have Dorger. Now, Dorger is someone, he's an older noble who kind of knows everybody. He's kind of very well connected with a lot of different houses. But apparently they're saying that all 4 of those have been taken over by the collective, by the Mind Flayers, or actually it would be the Intellect Devourers is what they're sensing. So that definitely changes the landscape of what we're looking at. This is not, the collective have not taken over a handful of people in town. If they are now basically in control of Waterdeep.
Which makes sense why we are hunted so fiercely. That brings me to a new concern that I have. With the growing amount of people that we have here, we're going to need a better cover than just a bunch of dwarves hanging out and some wild-looking folk. A Goliath. Like, this is just strange looking. I think the first thing that needs to be built on this area is not restoring the keep. I think we need to build an inn. An inn is the only thing I could think of that has a reason for a bunch of travelers to be staying in. It may not make a lot of sense, but we could have a tavern in it. I don't know.
Well, it makes more sense than running just a tavern against the Beatles. I have a feeling we'd run afoul of them if we're just open competition. But an inn, that may be a good idea.
An inn would have to have its own accompany, like things for its guests.
Right.
Absolutely.
Of course.
So I think we may have the means to go about building it with all of our... I can only speak for myself, but things don't really mean a lot to me. I would much rather make this happen.
If one inn, if we build it, they will come stay here.
Yes. Yes.
Sarah looks up and goes, "This is actually an excellent idea. We have all
You're
the resources."
surprised?
She just looks at you and goes,
I'm surprised.
she doesn't roll her eyes, but it's very close to just this sigh of, and she looks over and goes, "Miles, that's a good idea. It's a good cover. We're going to need an excuse for people to be coming and going.
We'll also need alternate routes to get to the inn from in here, other ways of exit should we become infiltrated that are hidden from everyone's knowledge. We have to assume that anyone here could be taken over by an intellect devourer at any time. So there's certain things that not everybody needs to know."
And Thorbrick, the dwarf, he goes, "Well, I can put Belgus on it. He's a mason, and he could help come up with idea for foundation for it. Yes, enough stone around here, we could do something with it."
I also believe that you could fell some of the trees without interrupting nature, because I have a plan for a grove here. So if you wanted to clear out some behind near the tent where you're at, and as long as you clean up the stumps, nature won't have a problem with it.
Oh, well, we'll start laying out the groundwork in the morning.
Excellent.
Cordan, who is the face of this inn? Since we're all more or less in hiding down here.
Well, I can't think of a better
Who's
face
the
than Anne.
innkeeper?
Well,
Maybe not
herself.
Anne's face. Maybe Charlotte's.
Charlotte could work. But I don't know if Charlotte's going to get a lot of attention.
Miles looks over and goes, "Well, perhaps it's time for an entirely new persona."
Maybe it is.
Does the road run back all the way to this, or are we going to have to cut a road to the main part?
The dwarves have begun cutting a path. There's a path that takes all the way down to the Amcathras.
Yeah, this can't be tied to Vimak, Lorex, or myself. Anne can handle herself as far as appearance. I think we can just make a go of it as long as the Amcathras won't have a problem with it. That may be a problem, Miles.
Well, unless we offered Hank a percentage of the profits from the tavern, or the inn. He's trying to recover from the devastation of losing his stables.
What if Hank ran the inn?
He could on the business side, but we need a face, and Hank's face is not the face.
True.
Yeah, hopefully Hank can run the numbers for us, and someone else be the actual innkeep.
It's a good way for us to get information. A good way to overhear secrets.
Thorbrick goes, "I will go and speak with him. He owes me a favor anyway." If you recall, it was the Stormpikes that showed up and helped save his family from the initial Fey attack. So he goes, "Well, that's good."
I suppose I'll cancel my plans for a moat. No one's ever heard of an inn with a moat. Would make a lot of sense.
No,
you could do a brewery.
As a moat? A brewery would make a terrible moat.
Instead,
we could disguise it. We could make it just a creek or something. It's still a good idea for something to be defensible.
Or just some sort of illusion on it.
Or a brook.
I see.
A brook.
I see. Ah, brook. That sounds wonderful. Yes, we could plant some flowers and brushes of sorts. I'm sure Cordan can come up with something. Not much of a plant person myself.
I'm not the gardener, but yes.
Yes, but you're knowledgeable about whatever it is you're knowledgeable about.
He's giving you a compliment.
Miles.
That's what that is. Oh, thank you.
Vimak, you've been very quiet. What are your thoughts on all this?
If we need to defend this place and mind flares and such things are after us, an idea came to me in a dream. A ghost came. Said its name was WJ and said golems.
Ooh,
What do you think?
golems.
I didn't understand
No brains
anything he
to
just said.
control.
Nope, me either.
Someone
Golems.
named
Golems have no
WJ
brains to
Golem.
control.
You think golems? We could construct golems. They're mindless. They can't be taken over.
Oh, like stone or
Hmm.
Flesh, stone, all sorts of. I don't know too much about that. That's more Cordan and Orcs' realm.
Saradorn reaches up and goes, I actually believe I could do something with that, but it will. The materials are quite tricky and expensive. I can put together a list for golems. That's a good idea. At least they could find a way to maybe hide and keep eye.
Well, I have an idea. We are all of the moral sort, but I wouldn't have a problem stealing from a well-known collective member. I mean, you say Keldar owns several shops. Maybe she doesn't need all of her stuff anymore.
Interesting.
True.
What better way to hurt them than to hit them in the pockets?
It's true. Could disrupt their
True.
supplies.
As I say that, I'm going to take an acorn out of my pocket, throw it up in the air, and catch it, and then I'm going to go, I have something to do, and then I'm just going to walk out.
Right,
All right.
Willow?
So Cordan leaves with his acorn. As he leaves, Thorbrick picks up the lantern to show his way out. So you have left. With that, Miles looks over and goes, Anne, that little item, the clothing you wanted me to make for you, it is complete. It is done.
oh,
So,
wonderful.
Yes.
Thank you.
And with that, and Saradorn goes, and those dwarves were looking for the Vimak. I believe your armor is ready as well.
Very good. I have one more thing. Put the bag down and kind of pull it down and be like, we also found this. It's a large egg.
The DM
Oh,
almost.
yes, the egg.
Oh, the egg.
Oh, yes.
Then you're going to hear me from a distance go, wait, egg? And I'm just going to turn around and come back.
so
It's no acorn, Cordan. It's no acorn, but
this is not the first time this has happened. Where Cordan has gotten bored with the situation, left, and goes, wait, I'm terribly interested in this. Right, so you pull out this egg, and it is very strange, and it also, like, it feels dry. Like, as you rub your hands around it, it's almost like it's parched in a way, but it's extremely dry. And Miles looks over and goes, that is very odd in the size of it. Where did you get that?
was sitting on a table in the Church of the Temple of Helm when they were torturing your friends.
And Miles looks over to Saradorn, and Saradorn looks back and goes, I would say it's a dragon egg, but I've never seen one that looks like that. That's very odd. Is it maybe not even from here? What is that? And she
I want
goes,
to take a stab at it.
Go for it.
So what would this be?
This would be a nature check.
Nature check. Okay. I'm going to cast guidance on myself.
Guidance on yourself, okay.
I'm going to shift to dragon form.
Okay, so you turn into the dragon as the lights illuminate as you turn into the constellation of the dragon. As you go to look at this, make your roll.
Okay, so D4 first.
Correct. It's a very high DC. Let's see if he nails it.
4.
Okay.
So that is 20. Let's see. I have a 5, 18, 22.
All right. It is a dragon egg, but it is not a dragon that you have ever heard of in Faerun. It is neither a chromatic dragon or a metallic dragon.
I want to try something. I want to cast Shape Water and pull the water out of the ground, the natural water, up into my hand.
Okay.
And I want to sprinkle it over the top of it.
You sprinkle the water on the top of it. You hear like this blood-curdling scream come from inside the egg as it curls back, and the egg like shakes and like falls out of your hand.
Okay. Is there a brazier in the room?
Yes, there are. Yes.
I want to try to carry it closer to it and see what the reaction is.
The closer you get to it, it feels warm, and it definitely has like a warm glow to it. Like you can tell whatever was inside of it retracted from the water, but it seems to be comfortable near the flame.
Does it seem like it wants to stay within the heat?
Give me another nature check.
Guidance again.
Okay.
Might as well.
God, you're rolling hot. Let's see. So you got a +4 for guidance, another 12, so 16.
And I have a +5.
+5, so 21. You definitely like have this empathetic feel towards whatever is in this, that it likes the warmth, but as you get it too close, it kind of recoils. Like it wants to be warm, but not hot.
Hold on, Cordan. I have an idea. I'll pull out the torch with the phoenix feathers. I don't know if this will do anything, but who knows? I don't know. I'll kind of start, getting close to it with it.
Okay, so the phoenix feather flame is very different than what you're just getting in a standard brazier. It has a magical essence to it. As you are holding it close to it, Cordan, you can feel that the egg itself, whatever's inside of it, seems to like the comfort and the warmth of whatever the feeling of the phoenix feathers are giving off.
Vimak, I think you're onto something.
Erwin, what do you think? Should we set the egg near the torch?
I'm not sure how far along this egg is, if it's ready to... If it feels that it doesn't like water, but it wants to be near the flame, we could set it up and kind of make a nest for it with the flame itself.
I want to see if it gets uncomfortable too close to the phoenix flame.
It doesn't. Again, it feels like it wants to be warm, not hot.
Got you.
Are you two done torturing that poor egg?
How big is the egg?
It's about the size of a watermelon.
Okay.
It's yellow and orange. It feels very dry, like almost like you rub your fingers across it and like dust comes off of it, like it's that dry. Very odd. It's a very odd feeling.
And you said
All right, Lorex and it.
Go ahead.
Lorex announces it. Fine, and he storms out. He's going to go search for like some sticks and mud and whatever he needs to build like a little nest for this egg.
Okay. All right, so Lorex, you go outside to try to forage some some nesting or something for that.
Right. He's literally out there like foraging twigs.
As you do that, Anne, what are you doing?
I'd probably just be hanging around. I'm really curious about this egg. Cordan, you said it wasn't a chromatic dragon and it wasn't a metallic. What other kind of dragons are there?
None that I know of that fit that. We're talking another plane.
The Academy have anything on that?
I'm wondering. Maybe I should head to the Academy today and take a look and see if there's a book about dragons.
I'm suddenly going to remember the acorn in my hand and go, good idea. And then I'm just going to turn around and leave.
I would follow him out asking about that acorn.
What is about this acorn? All right. So the two of you leave. Now, Vimak, you're still holding the torch and you've got the egg in hand. Give me a nature check with advantage.
Oh, Lord. All right, let me see here. A whopping +0. Let's do it.
Yes. He's OP. He's OP.
18.
See? OP.
You sense there
Who needs
is
a proficiency
there's
bonus?
as you're holding it in your giant hand and you're holding the torch, you sense that whatever is in it seems to have shifted in the egg and is like laying closer to your hand to be close to the warmth of your hand.
Mama.
If I have to sit on this egg, I'm going to be very upset.
Okay. That's kind of weird because I got kind of like rocky stone type
Right.
skin, almost.
Yes, but you're warm in the middle.
It's very true.
Gooey center.
You sense there's something about the texture of your hand that it likes.
Awesome. Okay. I'm not going to incubate this thing. Tempting. No. I'll just look at Sarah and be like, maybe it wants some rocks to go along with it. It's very odd.
That's good. I'm sure the
Lorex walks in with a bunch of sticks and mud and stuff. Rocks. He just kind of throws it all down and goes back outside.
Of course, it's the one thing you didn't bring. That's perfect. All right. So as we're playing Egg Hatchery Simulator,
Tamagotchi D&D.
It's a Pokemon. You just got to figure out what kind it is, right?
Right.
Vimak, so we're going to fast forward. We're going to go and go ahead and get some rest for that. It's very late. It's early in the morning. It's time to get some rest. So is there anything else anyone wants to do before we take a rest? So we're going to go around and just kind of say, what is Anne doing at this point?
If she didn't get her answers from Cordan, she'd probably go to bed before she wants to head into...
Before you go to bed, Miles does present you with your armor that he made for you.
Fantastic.
Yes.
I would give him a hug and say thank you.
Okay. You do that, and it's kind of like this awkward, goes, oh, of course, and you notice that Sarah kind of like looks over and kind of cuts her eyes with like this approval, and he hands it to you. So that's after that. What is Lorex doing after you have picked up the stones and brought them back down?
right after I constructed like a makeshift little stony nest thing as best as Lorex can. He's going to set up a pallet down by the water and just get some rest.
All right, so you're going to be over here. There's a table in here. This is Vimak's quarters up top here. There's a table, so you've put basically the rocks in like a little circle around the table itself. So basically on the north end of the crypt is this room that has like this bed that's it's made for humans. So like when the Goliath lays on it, his legs and like knees are hanging off the end of it. But there is a table in the room that has the stones around it that the egg can sit in. There's also a way for you to kind of rig it to where the torch is there that have the phoenix feathers in it that are ever burning feathers, and you kind of get it just right, sensing the egg and whatever's inside of it. Is it happy? Is it too hot? Is it too warm? You get it just right, and you sit it next, just in the nest with the flame just set up just right. After that, Vimak, is there anything else that you want to do?
I'll tell the dwarves, the ones I'm going to be training, to get up, and we're going to get up early in the morning. Okay, so you talk to Meldar and Geldar are the two that you're going to be training in the morning, the brothers, and they're excited, right? So they finish their last ales and they get some sleep. And with that, what is Cordan doing tonight? Anything else with your acorn?
Cordan is going to go out into on the other map. It's kind of the upper right hand corner.
Gotcha.
Kind of near the tent.
So why don't you?
And he shocks everyone by eating the acorn.
Right there. Okay.
So up here in this area.
Okay.
I'm gonna dig up a little hole.
Okay.
I'm gonna place the acorn in it, cover it up, and I'm still in star form.
You are still in star form.
I'm gonna cast guidance on myself again.
Okay.
I'm getting all the uses that I haven't used it at all. Now I'm gonna do it a billion times.
Right. Okay. So one with guidance and.
I'm going to say a prayer to Falconmere.
Okay.
or to Falcon, not Falconmere. Falconmere is the place.
All right.
And I'm going to ask her to bless this land and to allow us to use some of the trees in the area if she deems them for use, to let us know which ones.
Okay.
And that I am sanctifying this grove in her name.
Religion check. Actually, nature check. And drum roll for the roll.
7. Well, it can't be a 7. It has to be a 10.
Okay. So you
So
say
10
your prayer.
plus my 5 plus
Right.
1, so 16.
So because you're in your dragon form, you can't roll less than 10. So it's 10 plus 5 plus 1. Okay. So with that, because the baseline for your dragon form ability gets you the 10 plus 5 for your ability, and then the guidance on top of that, you get a 16. I believe I did the math right.
Mm-hmm.
With that, you put the acorn down into the ground. You say your prayer to Falcon. You watch as the dirt itself closes over and takes the acorn and pulls it down into the ground, and you sense that the ground has accepted the acorn. And with that, are you where were you camping? Are you going to camp out here, or are you going to go down to the crypts? Where do you? Everyone else.
I'm gonna go back down. I don't want to be.
Okay.
Well, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna do some stargazing, and like.
Okay. All right. So you finish the night stargazing. You get a little bit of sleep, and then we're going to wake up the next morning. Now, as we wake up the next morning, we're going to return to the crypt itself. Let me zoom back in here. All right. So as the morning comes, it's very late in the morning because you're in a crypt itself. There is no light to wake you. You sleep until you just feel like it's time to get up, which is at this point, because it was so late, it's almost like 11 or 12 o'clock. It was a late night. Everyone gets some sleep. You wake up, and Cordan, you're an early riser. You get up, you hear this massive sound, this rhythmic sound, echoing through the crypt. As you walk around and you look and see, that sound is coming from Vimak's quarters, and the Goliath snore is epic. As it's kind of just ruminating through everything. It is massive. And you also hear, other sleeping sounds, as in this main room here, you see all 3 of the Wild Hearts, all kind of piled together, sleeping like in like a little pile together. The 2 humans and Mari. Now, what's funny is that they're all kind of curled up, and Mari's like laid out on top of the other room. So you've got like this pile of werebear. They're not in bear form, but they're acting like it, where they're all kind of curled up and sleeping in the main room itself. As you're, huh?
It's a cuddle puddle.
It's a cuddle puddle. So they're having a cuddle puddle in the main room. You see the embers have kind of like have burned down to where they're still giving off a little bit of light, but it's not as luminous as it was before. You reach over and you take, one of the iron stirrers, and you start poking at the brazier to kind of stir up the flame to get it kind of going back. As you are doing that, you look over and you see that Serdwin and Miles, they don't sleep. They're always up. You see them kind of walking about in the back. Miles walks over to you, goes, Cordan, you're up. I would say early, but it's, how are you? How are you feeling? Is everything okay?
I'm fine. Too many preparations on my mind, things that I've thought about that we need to do here to prepare. Just ready to get a start on the day.
I understand. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate all that you've done, and sending you off to Waterdeep was a great thing for your studies and your education. Really, I know I pushed you really hard, and I know that we had our differences, but I hope you understand now why I pushed you as hard as I did.
I understand. I don't feel ill will.
Good. And he stops me and he goes, "What is that? Do you hear it?" And you hear this rumbling sound, and you didn't hear it at first because of the rumbling sound of the snore coming up, but you hear this thumping sound coming from above ground, and you're very observant, and you stop and you look, and he goes, you hear the thundering of hooves. Lots of horses are above.
I'm going to say, hoofbeats, someone's here. This is why we need to have other exits. So it's been a long rest, right?
Yes, everyone's had a long rest at this point.
Okay. I need to manage spells. But,
with that, Miles looks over to Ceridwen. Ceridwen, go and kick Lorex and get him up. Something's wrong. There shouldn't be. And as he looks up now, Cordan, you're very, like I said, you're looking around. You're kind of gathering information. But you look up, you hear what sounds like 6, maybe 8 horses. There's a lot. It's not like a rider. There are several horses, heavier horses, up above.
I want to go investigate. I want to sneak my way up there.
Okay, so you go to grab the latch, and he's got it locked down, and you hear this voice. You hear Thorbrick's voice says, "Oh no, there's trouble up here. Stay safe."
Do I hear this?
Not in a few moments. Ceridwen reaches over and grabs you by the shoulder, and you kind of wake up, and you see it goes, and she's kind of like, "Shh, there's trouble about." And with that, everyone else goes to start stirring. They go wake up the Wild Hearts. Vimak, you're back up. Lorex, you've been kicked by Ceridwen. You wake up, and as curmudgeonly as you went to sleep, you awake. And
as you do.
And there's this general murmur about, and everyone's kind of like being quiet, shuffling about, saying what's happening. But you can hear the reverberation of the horses kind of marching about, and you're too far deep to hear anything other than that. But the closer that you get up, Cordan, you're closest. As you go up the stairs, you can hear raised voices, and you can hear there's a lot of commotion, and you definitely hear at least 6, 7, maybe 8 different raised voices yelling at the dwarves, rounding up, saying, where is she? Is she here? And all the dwarves are saying, we don't know who you're talking about. So there's some type of interrogation going on up above. And so, Cordan, you hear that. As you're hearing this, you hear Anne. You look over, you see Anne kind of walking up, kind of waking up, putting on your armor and your clothes, getting dressed. And you hear it as well, that there's something very bad happening above. Like you can hear like rustling, things getting pushed and broken. So something is happening above. So with that, Vimak and Lorex, you're now here as well. So everyone is here, as well as the Wild Hearts and Miles and Ceridwen. So everyone is down here. Cordan, what are you doing? You're first.
I'm going to shapeshift into an ant and go in between the trapdoor and go to the top.
Okay.
Nice.
So you go, you disappear. Like, no one else sees.
If I can, I guess I can shapeshift into an ant.
Yeah, you can turn into a spider.
Yeah, something small like a cockroach or something.
You'll turn into a spider. So you turn into a spider, it gets you spider climb.
But a cute spider. One that Anne likes.
A spooter. All right, so you turn into this spooter. So you turn into this little tiny little thing. You crawl out. As you go around, you see Thorbrick is now outside the tent, and you hear him saying, "Whoa, what's all the problem here? Whoa!" You see what looks to be about 8 members, humans in armor, on horseback. Some of them are off the horses now, and they're all heavily armed. And you notice all of the insignias, that these are the members of the Order of the Gauntlet, which is like the military wing of a lot of the churches. And they are basically roughing up the dwarves. And there's one in front has this giant, sword on his back, full plate mail armor, like regal robe. And he reaches over and he grabs, Meldar, one of the brothers. He grabs him and he's pushing him down the table at the tent, which has been ripped open. Everything you can see through it from where you are, and he's pushing down the table and goes, "Where is she? We heard she was here. where is she? He goes, I don't even know who you're talking about. He goes, where is the infernal Anne? This Anne Hagmore. Where is she? And this is a different name of the play
Hagmore, that's rough.
Yeah, the infernal Anne Hagmore. And she's got him, this human's got the dwarf pushed over, and he goes, that's the only time I'm going to ask nicely. And all the other humans are basically like holding the dwarf's back. And you're watching as he raises his gauntlet. It starts to like steam as he takes like this insignia of his ring and he starts like burying it into the shoulder of the dwarf. You see the sizzle as go off in the scream of the dwarf as he's basically branding the back of his shoulder as he's interrogating the dwarf.
I'm going to go under the tent and come around the back, go out of the back of the tent.
All right, so let's set this scene here. All right, so this individual here that I'm pointing out, he's the leader. He's in full plate mail. It's like black. It has gold trim around it. This large, like they've all got massive swords. His is even more ornate. And you also see all right, so what you see is you've got what looks to be two priest of helm, maybe. They look, the insignias, and you see, 6 of these knights there as well, and you see this other very ornate, and they're all holding dwarves, but he's got Meldar over a table, and he's basically like, branding him, interrogating. Where are you? So ping on the map where you want to be.
So I guess I was in the doorway looking out after I came out.
Correct. So that's you.
But now I'm wanting to come, if you'll give me control.
You got it.
So basically, I was going to scoot out the back side of the tent.
Okay.
And then shapeshift out back into normal.
Okay, so now you're in human form. You're just hiding back there. Okay.
So I want to stop this, and I want to draw them away from here. They're attacking my friend.
As you're thinking about what to do, you've had time to kind of shift and move around. And what are you doing?
We can't get out, can we? Like, we're being told to stay in.
He was, but it was being barred before by a dwarf who is now out. All the dwarves are out here.
If we can get out, I would want to get out and stealth away from this tent, looking rather different. I want to look like a lady named Giselle, who's going to be our innkeeper.
Giselle, the innkeeper.
Giselle.
All right, there are 6 dwarves that are all being kind of held by... Yes.
What is the weather?
All right, so we're going to introduce a new mechanic. We'll do a Mellish meter here. Roll a d6 for weather.
With a Heather.
The higher the roll, the worse it is.
When the weather gets hellish, depend on Mellish.
Overcast with a chance of rain.
Okay.
Amazing.
So, do I see Anne coming up, or do I see somebody that could be Anne? We don't know if there's an exit in the back of the tent or not.
Well, it's a tent. You can kind of slide up under it.
Because, I want to go.
I would hear her coming up, because I'm right there.
Yeah, you would. Right.
I would go, psst, here, and get her to come out the back.
Okay.
My thought is I want to, come out from away from there. I would... Have they searched the main tent? Have they searched this big tent?
No, but I would tell her.
They're all in that tent. They've kind of ripped up the tent.
Okay.
You can see through the tent at this point. They've basically got all the dwarves out on the ground. They've disarmed them. And at this point, something bad is about to happen here.
Okay.
So you sneak out. Give me a stealth check.
Ooh, that's 20.
Look at that, Natty.
That's 29.
29. Yeah, so without a problem, you take the elven hood, you put the hood up, you sneakily come out of the tent. Where do you want to be?
If Cordan said, psst, I trust him, and he's been up here to be able to see, I would want to sneak out. Collecting, is there a basket or something that I would have seen to look like I was collecting berries or twigs or something while I was in the woods?
They are all, there are things in there. You could grab a basket or something in that tent itself, but they're not paying attention to that tent. They're all paying attention to the dwarves. They've already searched the area, and this is all they think that's up here. Obviously, is the dwarves and the people they've already captured.
I want the basket.
Okay.
And I would go and I would move with Cordan.
Okay. With that, Lorex, what are you doing?
Lorex is gonna come up, and I guess he's gonna stand in the tent and just kind of wait here until he sees something going down.
All right, so you're just hide. You're just basically.
He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to. Yeah, he doesn't want to break cover yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just a lonely dwarf hiding in the tent.
I want to ask Anne something.
Vimak, 1 sec. Vimak, what are you doing?
I'm gonna ask Miles and Serdwin. Like, look, they're up there interrogating the dwarves. Kill them here. It's gonna be bad because I'm sure the church knows where they went. Their objective was if they don't come back, which they won't. They're gonna know exactly what happened. Now, is the play here? I'm fast losing.
Before Miles can say anything, Mari Wildheart goes in. We kill them and eat them. and Miles looks over and goes,
and steal their shoes.
It is an option. That is an option. But other than sacrificing our friends, I don't know what else we could do. And Serdwin looks over, disapproving at Miles. I mean, Miles has been around forever. And Serdwin looks over and goes, we must find a way to draw them away, perhaps.
Agreed.
And with that,
the safety of this place.
Blaze agrees. The elder Wildheart agrees. Mari is very upset about this and goes to kind of like push through and says, let me get up there. I can help.
Say, Mari, we can kill them. We will have to do it away from here.
Give me a persuasion.
I'll let
check.
you have first pick of the entrails.
Give me a persuasion check.
I have no idea what my person. Let me see here.
Can werebears go outside during the day?
She's a human. Oh, she's a halfling. Sorry, she's in halfling form.
Okay. So it's only when they shift.
I don't know.
11. She ain't having it.
No, she's
I mean, she wouldn't.
Why move them away when we can kill them here? Here is as good as there. And we don't have to drag the food back.
I think if they ride off, we can at least say we have the story that they rode off. It gives us a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. But if
they were never seen or heard from again, then no one would know.
All right. What do you guys think? And I'll look at her elders and Serdwin, and I just don't want to put the safety of this place at compromise, but I will do it in a heartbeat.
Miles looks over and goes, well, they can't know that we're here. As long as they don't know about this, should be safe, right? Could you dispatch them fast enough?
Not a problem.
And with that, Mari goes, that's the Miles I love. That's the Miles I'm in. And she goes, and she reaches over and just like slaps the Goliath on the rear end, which is kind of high for her. She's just, go get him.
Right. I'll look at Blaze and I'm sorry, I wrote down their names.
Thornton.
Blaze and Thornton. Like, are you with us?
We'll follow you anywhere. And right. Blaze just looks over and goes, fine.
Okay. So I'll kind of climb up and be like, look, 3 bears here are wanting to do some damage. So what's the plan? Because this one's about to go berserk.
As you come up, you can hear the screams of Meldar as this paladin or whatever, this Order of the Gauntlet, is continuing to just like brand him on the side, and Meldar, breaking under the pressure, goes, she's not here, she left, and she goes, oh, so she was here. And with that, he looks over. He just and just starts like punching him in the face, and you just feel like he's punching him with that burning
Lorex will
hand.
step out.
No. I was up here. I want to go. I have a plan.
Go ahead.
All right. So with
Go
that, this is going to be the order of operations. We're going to let Cordan and Anne, and then Lorex, and then Vimak go, and then we're going to roll initiative after that. So everyone gets a free action at this point.
Sounds good.
So with the roll, would you consider this stormy or not stormy?
I'll give it to you.
All right. I'm going to look over at Anne, and I'm going to lay back on my back with my hands behind my head like this.
Okay.
And I'm going to say, you know what, Anne? You know what I love about jerks in big plate armor?
What?
I'm going to say they're very conductive, and my eyes are going to go white, and I'm casting Call Lightning over the center of this area right here. And it lasts for 10 minutes.
Okay.
That's right.
Oh
Okay.
boy.
All right.
Oh boy.
And you can't see me because I'm laying behind the stone rock. All I have to be is to see the sky above them.
Right. Okay. Okay. All right.
So if it is stormy, you take control of the storm's conditions and add an additional 1d10 to the already.
You still have to.
3d10.
You do have to see the target though of where you're calling the lightning down.
Okay, yeah, so I can just sit up or something for that.
Yeah, you can just basically peek around the corner, see where you're looking at, and point.
Okay, so
Okay.
So we've got the big guy right here is the main one, right?
Correct.
So right here.
Okay.
So just enough to hit him, but not enough to hit
The dwarves. Okay.
because it's 5 foot.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to call down the first bolt.
What is my save on that?
Dex 14.
Dex 14. You know, that's really a strong point for him. It's not.
Okay.
Just
Good.
kidding.
In plate armor?
And no, it was a joke. All right, so his save was a 14. I rolled a mighty 9 with +0. He fails the save. How much damage do you deal to our interrogator, our inquisitor, if you will?
17.
That much, huh? Okay. All right, so the lightning hits just behind him. It does ricochet and just kind of like you see the electricity kind of shoot between all of his armor. And he goes, ah! And with that, he does drop Meldar onto the ground as he's getting shocked by this. All of the other paladins start looking about, and knights start looking about immediately as this explosion happens. And what are you gonna do?
Cover me.
Can I cast sleep, please?
You may cast sleep.
Cast. Click the button.
Okay, we're casting sleep.
Everyone.
So roll
So
5d8.
roll 5d8.
29.
9.
Ooh, that was a roll.
Only 1, 1, and 8, 1, 7, 7, and 6. Can I get
I thought the
any
1
of
was
them?
also a 7.
None of the targets are affected.
I
Need some
don't like
beefy
that.
boys.
They are beefy.
Right.
And with that, it is Lorex's turn.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to. I'm gonna start to hover over the ground,
Okay?
and I'll fly out of.
Yes, you
I
will.
can't control my token, but
Oh.
I'll. Whoops.
Come out of the back of the tent.
I'm just not using the right thing. Sorry. 1,
Yeah,
2, 4, and I'll be like 10 feet off the ground.
All right, so you
over
come
here.
out 10 feet off the
Actually.
ground. Okay?
Yeah, and I'm gonna cast. I'm gonna cast Wind Wall.
Yes, you will. Okay?
And I'm gonna do this. Banana. Whoops. Oh no! I can't undo. I don't know how to undo.
You have to grab it and get rid of it. Is what you have to do. All right, so you're casting. All right, so you're casting Wind Wall. Just explain it to me.
Yeah, it's going to go through each of these guys on the left up through the guys on the top.
Okay. All right. So once you figure out how to draw it, put the Wind Wall down and tell me the effect.
The effect is that when the wall appears, each creature within its area must make a strength saving throw or take 3d8 bludgeoning.
Okay. And what's my save?
13.
So the
13
first
strength.
guy makes a 17. The second guy gets an 18. How many do I say? How many are going to hit it?
I'm not hitting the big guy, and I'm not hitting the guy on the right, but I'm hitting the rest of them.
Okay, so 3 more. Is that correct?
1, 2, and these 2 guys in purple. Those are bad guys, right?
Yeah. Okay. All right. So all of the, I see what you're doing. I see the line you're trying to draw.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm drawing the line of wind wall through all of them.
So 5 knights and the 2 priests in the back. So 2 of the knights passed. Right. We've got 3 more knights. He rolls a 5. So go ahead and roll your damage, and then I'll figure out the next guy rolls a 12. That's a fail, right? There you go. Okay.
Yes. 12 is a fail.
All right. The 5th guy rolls a 10 total. That's a fail. So that's 3 fails for the knights. The knights that fail take how much damage? 7?
Yeah. 7 on a fail and half on a success.
Okay. All right, let me catch that real quick.
Underwhelming.
7. I haven't got the other 2 in the back yet. Hang on.
It's more like a wall of breeze.
A wall of breeze.
Summer breeze.
All right.
Makes me feel fine.
Hang on. The priest in the back rolls a 5 for his save. He fails it. And then the other guy gets a natural 20 and passes it. But, so one of those guys will take 7. The other guys will take 4. We'll half it up.
And the priest who took full damage, he'll take an extra 3 cold damage for fun.
Okay. All right, so you invoke your Genie ability to deal an additional 3, so he took 10 total damage, which will be this one on here next to the wall. Okay. All right, so with that...
Yes, leave those fine fellows alone. No one hurts a dwarf.
Okay. All right, so you fly up to the ground, you cast Wind Wall, it ricochets between all of the knights, dealing various damage. You stack additional damage on one of the priests as well. As the wind hits it, you see like these icicles kind of like grow off of his skin and his robes as he's taking more of the merid cold damage as well. And you're doing all of this hovering about 10 feet off of the ground, making your presence definitely known. And with that, we go to Vimak.
All right. I'm going to Giant's Might, spring out 15, 20, 25, and go to this guy.
All right, hang on. Let me get you out. All right, so there you are. Put you where you want to be. Let me also go get my 3 little bears. Hang on.
I can't.
All right. All right, so the 3 bears are different colors. The white bear, the albino bear, I guess, is Mari. The black bear is going to be Blaze, and is the best bear. And Thornton is the brown bear. All right, so they all come out raging as well in full bear form as they come crawling. They immediately just explode into bear form as they leave as well. Vimak, you go into full giant mode. You get massive in size as you run out with your giant maul. The knight who is holding one of the dwarves with his left hand looks and sees you charging. He draws his sword as you're getting close to you. And then what are you doing?
A swing.
Okay. All right, so swing first attack with your giant maul. There
just go ahead
it is.
And do both.
Yeah. All right, so you hit him for 13 points of damage.
Okay. Is that with the Giant's Might? Strength bonus?
Let me look. No, so roll another
Said
d6.
It hit.
You know, it's weird. It added it for the other one. So, yeah, you're good. All right, so 13 and 12. So that's going to be a total of 25 damage. I will tell you, one of these is going to trigger your great weapon. So re-roll another d6. So basically what you rolled a 26 to hit the first one and did 13 points of bludgeoning damage with them all. Then you rolled an 18 to hit. It was 12, but one of the dice is a 2, which you can re-roll with your... So you'll keep the 2. Okay. All right. Or no, you have to take it. All right. So anyway, so 25 points damage. So you hit him. Your giant maul crashes into his plate mail. You can knock him back. Do you want to move him?
Yeah. That way, the dwarf can be.
All right. So
really far away,
you basically push him 5 feet away from the dwarf to get him away from the dwarf. Actually, you can push him this way. So you just basically slide him, and you actually tee him up for the bears that are running in next. So at that point, the bears were behind. We're now going to enter initiative. So what we're going to do is we're going to enter up initiative. So give me 1 second. Let me grab everybody here. So we're going to add some turns here. All of the knights will go on the same initiative. The Inquisitor will go on his own initiative, and the priest will go. And then we're going to have the dwarves and the bears will all go together, just to make it easy for me. All right. The bears are going to go on an 11.
The bears.
The bears. All right. The priest will go on a 10. The Inquisitor.
The rest of us go ahead and roll.
Yeah, just go ahead and roll, and we'll figure it out. The Inquisitor is going to go on a 16. And the Knights are going to go on an 8. All right, so now that I've got that, let me go around and grab all the players, and we'll see. So, Vimak, we're going to add your turn. Lorex, we're going to add your turn. And as a turn, as well as Cordan. All right, so with this massive turn order that we have here, hang on. Cordan got a 20. Nice. Lorex got a 15. Vimak, what did you get?
I think a 2.
Oh, sweet.
I didn't see it roll, but it says it in the thing.
Gotcha.
On the right.
All right, and then Anne, what did you get?
17.
17. All right. All right, so the turn order is going to be Cordan, followed by Anne, followed the Inquisitor, then Lorex, and then after that, we're going to go with the Priest, the Knights, the Bears, and Dwarves, and Vimak will follow dead last. All right, so with that, Cordan...
And a partridge and a pear tree.
Yes, so busy combat, we're going to go and go ahead and get started here. So with that, we'll start some battle sounds here as we are now in full combat. All right, so Cordan, what do you got?
Well, Call Lightning is a concentration spell.
Correct.
So I don't know if the attack is considered an action every turn or if it just happens.
I think it is...
I would assume that it would seem to be an action.
All right, while you read that, we're going to go to Anne. We'll come back to it. Y'all go right next to each other. So we'll just have Anne go while you read that real quick.
It does.
It does? Okay, you can keep going.
Yeah, so it takes an action. I'm going to hit it right here.
Okay.
Does that hit both of them?
So basically, so your action is... Now, you could bonus action if you want to turn into one of your forms.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and shift into the Archer.
Okay. So you turn into the Archer. So with that, you'll be able to shoot a meteor out with your Archer. And then you can also move the Call Lightning. So who do you want to... Let's go ahead and do your Call Lightning. So I've got to make dex saves by the casters in the back.
Yeah, I don't know that I can hit both of them, though. It says... I'll let you be the judge of this.
Okay, what's the spell?
So, the spell says... each creature within 5 of that point make a dexterity saving throw. So I don't... Since this is 5 feet...
I will let you hit both. Yep.
Okay.
All right, so first caster is going to make a 18, so he'll take half the damage, and the second guy will make a 12, and he'll take full damage. So the first one here will take... So roll your damage, and I'll put it up.
So it's 1 damage roll, and then you just half it for one of them.
Correct. Okay. So the damage is going to be 13, so the first guy's going to take 13. I'll put him at 23 damage. The guy in the back will take half that, and we always round up, so we'll say it's 14, so that'll be 7. Okay. All right.
And the arrow attack does nothing.
All right. So then your meteor shot with your archer ability, because you're in the full constellation of the archer, letting yourself be known as you're calling that and shooting that as well. All right. With that, we go to Anne's turn.
I would like to.
I will mention ordinary projectiles are blocked by the wind wall. Just throwing
Which
it
is
out there.
still up.
So I can't hit him. Oh. I can't hit any of these guys over here. I can go for this guy over here that Vimik's got.
You could move. Here's the thing. You could move and cunning action dash to get into a better position.
Yeah, I was gonna try and stay here to get advantage on my shot, though. Okay. I will move. Yeah, I guess I will go into the
It's only
trees
1 foot
this way.
thick, right? They're in it. They're not behind it.
It hinders it.
Okay.
He's basically put up a wall of wind that they're in.
It's like 1 foot thick.
I'll be in a tree over here, like behind a tree.
Okay.
And will. Oh, I don't know how much movement that was. Let's see.
It should be plenty.
Yeah, plenty.
I was gonna see if I had my bonus action, but I don't. Okay, so I will just hit the big mean middle guy that was
The Inquisitor?
being a jerk.
Take a
The
shot.
Inquisitor with my
This is some-
short bow.
Legolas right here.
Oh boy. So I got an 18.
18 will hit.
Nice.
5 piercing, 4 sneak attack.
You're not sneak attacking.
Whoa.
You don't have advantage in this situation. Well, the
Okay.
dwarf is not engaged with him, right?
He's on the ground.
He's on the ground.
Okay.
Okay, so then 5 damage.
All right, so
And
you
then
take
I
a
got
shot and the
penalty.
arrow hits in the back. It pierces right between the shoulder blades, right between where the plates are, and the arrow sticks out of his back. You go "Rawr!" as he feels the pain of that. He immediately turns his shoulder and looks in your general direction. Let me see if he sees you. I think he's gonna.
I look like Giselle. I don't look like Anne.
You do. He looks over. He doesn't see you, but he does see that gigantic Goliath.
What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do when he comes for Danny?
He reaches
his
over
turn?
and it's his turn. So, the Inquisitor, looks over at, Vimak and says, "By the order of Helm, I tell you to leave this realm." And he points at Vimak, who has to make a charisma saving throw or be
Ruh-roh.
banished.
Oh, we needed to roll at the
Good
beginning
thing.
of say.
Go ahead and roll that.
Wheel or woe.
Go ahead and roll real quick. Roll a d6. It's odd. It's woe.
Okay.
So that's not going to help you with Danny. Because he's got to make a charisma
Alright.
saving throw.
Right.
All right, here we go.
8. And with that, Vimak vanishes from existence.
Well, that was a good campaign, guys.
Ah,
We'll now be
Excuse me?
I will now be playing the bear, the little feisty halfling bear.
Oh, yes, you have.
That's when you get it.
All right, and now it is Lorex's turn.
yeah, that wasn't very nice. And I'll fly in 3, 4, 5. Bam. I'll draw my greatsword and take a swing at old Casty McCast.
Okay.
I'm guessing that'll be a miss on a 12.
Yes,
I'll swing again. How about a 10?
both miss. You fly down as you make your attacks. The Inquisitor barely moves out of the way, and with his stance, you can tell he's very trained in the martial art, and he's just barely moving and dodging your attacks. Not even using his armor or his
I see a
weapon.
mistake.
And with
All right,
that,
I'll
okay.
rip.
All right. With that,
Rip.
these two, the first caster moves up, and I have a question. Does the wind wall hamper my movement?
It does not, surprisingly.
5, 10,
Really?
15, 20.
I don't know why it doesn't, but
All right.
unless you're a creature in gaseous form or a smaller
All right.
flying
He
creature.
runs over. As he's running, you see that his right hand catches fire. He reaches back and he's looking at the 3 bears that are running out, and he tosses this giant fireball that explodes around the bears.
Oh, yikes.
Thanks, I hate it.
Thanks.
Who did that?
Indeed.
That guy?
This guy.
What are the dwarves on? Because you don't have them, I don't think.
They're on an 8.
That looks about right. Okay.
Oh, boy.
So,
buddy. I didn't ask how large the room was. I said I cast fireball.
I said I cast fireball. All right. So with that, the bears are going to have to make a save.
This is not optimal.
The bears are going to have to make a save or take 8d6 damage. So we'll do 4 at a time. It's going to be 15, and then another 18. So it'll be 33 points of damage for the little bears. All right, so Mari is up first to make her save, and she rolls a 3. So she takes 34 points. Is that right? 33 points of fire damage as the little bear ignites. The middle-sized bear will make his save, and he rolls actually is going to make his save. So Thornton only takes half of that. And then Blaze, who's getting blazed at the moment, will take half damage as well. Okay, so the bears just explode as the fire just goes all over the place. That's the first caster. The second caster moves up right behind him, and he casts a spell on himself, and his entire body begins to dissipate and shake back and forth. We can't really tell exactly where he's at. And with that, we'll go to the knights, who let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. All of the knights are going to start stabbing the dwarves. We'll just roll all
hate that.
It's a mean thing to do.
1, 2, 3. All of them will hit the dwarves. All right, so they all the dwarves they're holding are all now encapped on the ground.
There was a nat 20 in that roll.
Oh,
and
great.
Everything above a 15.
Meanwhile, we're rolling ones and twos.
All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4.
The dice are not in our favor.
I tell you, so it's going to be these 4 dwarves up here. This one was already on the ground. All right, so basically what happened here is these 4 knights up top basically drop the dwarves. Okay? And then this one is going to make a run and start running towards Cordan. 5, 10, 15. He'll spend his entire turn getting up to Cordan. This one here that was on Vimak, he runs up the one and he'll be the one to take. So all the dwarves are down right now, except for 2, 3, 4, 5. Except for Meldar. Meldar was at the feet of the Inquisitor. He's still up. All the other dwarves got stabbed and are basically bleeding out on the ground or dead. It's hard to tell. And then with that, we go to the bears. The bears come running out of the flame on fire.
Yes.
And Mari, who's like just burned, singed, her silver fur now just blackened with ash. She just runs out and just looks rabid as she runs, and she just jumps on top of the first knight. And we'll roll all 3 of her attacks at once. Miss, and she's so blinded, she's just like clawing in midair and biting, and she just completely misses. The second bear rolls up. Now he'll get advantage on his attacks, so we're gonna roll the first 3. Gotta do this super fast. I totally rolled the wrong dice there.
Oh, look at your rolls, bro.
Yeah, you got 100.
I did. I got 100.
207.
All right, so claw, miss, bite. The last bite's gonna hit. I'm gonna kind of roll fast through this. All right, so we have 8 on him, and then the final bear jumps up and will do his attacks as well. One will hit, actually. Let me roll 2 more. Because they're rolling with advantage at this point. Only one will hit. Okay. Alright, so there basically one of the knights is fighting off the 3 bears. And with that we go to Vimak. Vimak! You look around and you're in a very cold place in the mountains. You look around and as you're walking about, you don't know where you are. You just don't know where you are. But it's cold and it feels like it's home.
Okay.
Let me see. You are there until the spell ends. It's only a minute. It's only 10 rounds. Or until they break the concentration of the guy. So, Vimak, you're in timeout.
No.
Cordan, it is your turn.
So the one that cast that was this guy or this guy?
Inquisitor.
The Inquisitor.
This
The
guy,
Inquisitor.
beefy dude.
Okay. And I got a guy right in front of me?
Yes.
I see 3 people within 5 feet of this square.
I know.
So is he actually engaged with me?
Yes. He spent his entire turn running up to you.
Okay. I'm going to call lightning here.
Okay.
And before the Inquisitor rolls his saving throw,
You're going to use your reaction to woe. All right, you looked at the stars above, and you're using your reaction, the Circle of Stars ability, to give him woe. So he gets a minus. So you roll a d6, and he's going to get a minus on the roll. So he's going to roll this. I'll roll my save, and he'll subtract 1 from it. So 15 is the save. Minus 1 is 14. Did he make it?
That's the thing.
That is. So okay, so he did make the save. So roll your damage, you'll take half.
What about the other guys?
I'll get to them. Just go ahead and roll. Man, you're rolling hot damage. 23. All right, so...
Oh, I'm muted. It doesn't even matter. Never mind. It wasn't important anyway.
Okay. Alright, so now the 2 casters will have to make their saves. The first one will roll a fail, and the second one will roll a pass. Alright, so the first one here who's being distorted, he failed the save, so he takes 23 points of damage.
Oh.
Okay. And this guy here who passed it will take half, which is 12.
How'd they do on their concentration saving throws?
I'm getting to that. So the priest who has blur going, doesn't he have to make a save for that? Blur's concentration?
Yes, it is.
Concentration's staying up. Blur's staying up. Now, does banishment stay up? Yes, it does.
No!
Alright,
Trying, Danny.
Cordan, you still have your shot.
Who?
No, the bonus action is the whoa, I think.
No, it's
reaction.
that's a reaction.
Okay.
Oh.
So bonus action, can I run?
You can still move, but you have your bonus action if you want to take a shot with your, or if you want to cast a healing word or something like that.
Healing word is melee, I think.
No, it's not. It's 30 feet.
I'm not in range of anybody where I'm at, so I'm gonna run around the backside of the fireball.
Okay.
How far can I move? 30.
6 squares.
So he's gonna take an attack. I've got an 18.
That's
AC.
fine. Roll, run. All right, you want to do anything with your bonus action?
I'll fire back at him.
At this guy?
Yeah.
All right, so he's going to swing at you. As you take a run, he gets a natty.
All right, you can stop that now?
I was like, you are rolling so hard,
Right?
Trevor.
19,
This is
20,
not fair.
18, 20.
Yeah.
That's 3 20s from Trevor today?
Yeah.
Sorry, Cordan got 1. He's rolling hot.
Take 14 damage. So as you run, he stabs you, gashes you. You turn around, you take your shot back at him.
She said 14.
Mm-hmm.
The shot.
You hit. You definitely hit him.
Eat meteor.
Eat hot meteor. Roll d8 plus 3 damage. What you got?
Ooh.
9.
That's good. All right, so you shoot him back. All right, so that's going to end Cordan's turn, and it is now your turn.
She
I
sees me
will-
running around, right?
Hi! I come out from my tree. I'm just going to short bow the big baddie bad again. But
Gotcha.
I get advantage this time.
You do get advantage. All right, so you're going to use your ability, the new rogue ability in Tasha's, to basically plant your feet, steady aim, take the shot, roll with advantage to hit the Inquisitor.
He's also flanked
He is.
by the wonderful Lorex.
That's right. Are you flying, Lorex? You like 5
That's right. I am wonderful. Yeah, I'm in melee range though.
All right, so you roll a 20, not natural. So 14 plus 6 is 20. That will hit. You deal 8 points of piercing, another 12 points of sneak attack damage for 20 points of damage. So that is 37 total that you've put on him. He will have to make a concentration check to see if...
That's a 2.
Oh,
And Vimak reappears.
it's refreshed.
Yay!
Vimak is back. All right.
And then I'm tucking back behind the tree.
You're tucking back behind the tree. All right. Good shot by Legolas back there in the trees. All right. Now it is the Inquisitor. So the Inquisitor, Baylor, will now look over. And I have so many buttons for this guy. I just don't even know what button to hit. He's got all the buttons.
To give up, but
He definitely saw that shot. The first thing he's going to do is he's going to cast a 4th level healing word on himself.
What a
Excuse you.
dick. Baylor's a dick.
Baylor, how dare you?
He'll
Wow.
heal for 10.
2 1s. I'm okay with that.
So that was his bonus action. Then he is going to... he's got this big dwarf in front of him. He's just going to swing to hit the dwarf.
oh boy.
It was nice knowing you.
24 to hit.
That'll miss. No, of course.
It will not. That'll hit. Take 8 points of damage from his greatsword.
Sure.
He will then attack again.
Roll my concentration. I drop my concentration.
Another 24 to hit.
No.
And take another 8. Wow,
All right.
He rolled 24 twice and 8 damage twice. So take 16 total damage. And with that,
What's the damage?
it's Lorix's turn.
Oh, great. Well, this didn't work out quite how I wanted it. I'm gonna get roasted in here, aren't I? All right, I gotta do what I gotta do. I'm gonna cast Spirit Shroud, calling forth the spirits of the dead to flit around me for the spell's duration.
Okay. One of the dwarves' spirit behind you is now circling you.
That poor bastard.
Oh,
Well, he's my icy friend now. All right, and I'm gonna do what I can, and I'm gonna attack. I'm gonna attack.
You notice it is the spirit of Geldar.
It's the spirit of Geldar.
Yes.
All right, I'll take a swing at the Inquisitor. 14.
Miss.
I'll take a swing at the Inquisitor.
Miss.
Yeah. Well, I'm boned. and I'm gonna go straight up in the sky. I'm gonna go up 30 feet.
You're gonna let him take his attack.
Yeah, and make your swing.
All right. Oh, I just rolled damage. I'm sorry about that. 25 to hit.
That'll hit.
7 points of damage.
All right.
All right, so you miss him twice. You shoot straight up in the air. He swings at you again. He cuts your leg as you're leaving. Where are we at in the round? Oh, the priests are up. One of them sees you flying up and is going to cast Firebolt at you.
It's not very nice.
22 to hit.
That'll hit.
7.
All right.
And the other one will take another shot at you. You're now the highest target in all the land.
Not very nice.
That'll miss. That'll miss. That's only a 16.
That's right.
That's right. And with that, the knights go. This knight's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He's going to have to spend his entire turn to get up to Cordan. But he's still chasing. These guys here are going to move into go after Vimak. So there's 4 chasing after Vimak. 2 of them will have to take their entire turn to get there. 2 of them will actually get there in time to make attacks. Yes.
Is the fireball still there, or can I see through it?
You can see through it. It's just like there's the tent is on fire. I'm just leaving it there for effect because you can see through it, but the ground is still on fire from the area. Okay. Lorex's con save?
Yeah. I got hit, 2 times right there?
Yeah. I think you're good.
All right.
Woo! All right. Knight 1 is going to go and make his attack at Vimak. He is going to roll a 16, which will miss. What's your AC now, Vimak?
18.
You've got your new armor.
Yeah.
It's 18?
Yes.
Okay. Second attack is a 20. That will hit. And it will deal only 8 points of damage.
Nah.
Saving it?
I'm
All
gonna.
right.
I'll
Save.
reaction stone. Well, you know what?
You got another guy attacking at you.
Yeah.
Yes, just take 8. Second
Okay.
guy is going to make his attack. That's a 21 to hit. That's
So
12.
Three guys are swinging at.
2 total, but they get multi-attack. The first guy missed, hit you. The second guy, first attack, hit you. And it is 12 points of damage.
All right, I will Stone's Endurance that.
Okay, roll a Stone's Endurance. Using your reaction to grab the ability of the Goliath.
So
subtract 8. So
Take 8
only
off.
take 4 damage. And then he'll make his last attack. And miss. Okay. And with that, it is the bears' turn. They will continue their march of mauling. Little Mari going first and lands a bite attack. That will drop him. All right.
Yes.
With that, Mari jumps on the top of this knight as he's defending. He's getting mauled by all 3 bears. She crawls up the back. She takes her claws, digs it into the shoulder, and just bites at the back of his neck, which snaps his spine. His head just kind of falls forward, and she rides it all the way down to the ground as the other 2 bears move over to other targets. So now, the Goliath is standing there with 2 werebears on either side of him as they go to fight the knights.
And we've established the line of scrimmage.
You have established the line of scrimmage. Oh, the linebacker bears are in position. All right. So the bears are going to attack. That bite will hit, and then I've got to roll for advantage on the other 2 attacks. All right, so what happens here is the first bear runs up, misses with the claws attack, hits with the bite attack, and then the other bear will do the same. Attacking with one of the claws will hit. We'll roll with the advantage on the other 2 attacks. That's the damage. I'm going fast. And one more. Okay, alright, so I've got the damage handled for those. Alright, and with that, we go to Vimak.
Alright. The one that's standing in front of the brown bear. That's...
I apologize. Something has to happen before Vimak. One of the dwarves is up. Meldar has now grabbed his axe and is going to flank Baylor.
Okay.
Oh, he's gonna die.
14.
No.
He's gonna hit. He's gonna hit. He hits him for 6 points of damage.
Yeah.
Alright, so Meldar is trying to avenge the death of his brother with his giant axe. He digs it in the back of the Inquisitor.
Where's Thorbic?
He's unconscious on the ground.
Okay.
This will be Thorbic. Alright, now it's Vimak's turn.
Alright. The one that's diagonal to me, this one.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'll swing on him.
Okay. Go for it.
Alright.
I think I know what you're getting at, and I like it.
Is he trying to put him down and go for the next one?
No, I think I know what he's doing. Wow, you roll a 26, so you roll a 17 plus 9 to hit. That's going to be 13 points of damage. Now, that does not include your giant ability, so roll another d6. So 13 damage plus another d6. 19 damage. Alright, so with the damage that was already done with... there's been a lot of piling on this guy. He is down.
Nice. Okay.
Okay, you have another attack.
Let's do it.
Guy in front of you. 22 to attack, so 13 plus 9 is 22. That's going to hit. You rolled 6, so you need to roll 2d6 over for your great weapon fighting. So roll 2d6, and we'll take that. So 8 plus your damage of plus 6, I believe you get at this point, is going to be 14 damage, and that will drop him as well. Okay. Anything else you want to do?
Going to run to this guy.
All right. As you run up, there's one guy that's engaged with the bear. He will get an attack of opportunity on you.
It's fine. Yeah.
He rolls a 16. That's going to hit you because he gets a bonus of 2, so 18 to hit, and he'll deal 12 points of slashing damage as you run by him.
Will he, Danny? Will he?
I think he's going to give that to this big Inquisitor in front of me. Is that thing?
All right, so you're going to cloud. You're going to, as you run by, you invoke the cloud rune. That slash that you take, you're going to push onto the Inquisitor. Suddenly, this gash just opens up across that he wasn't expecting. But now you've run up, and now you're engaged to the Inquisitor itself. You're also engaged to the priest as well. All 3 of them are now.
You're engaged to the priest? Oh wow.
Right?
That was fast.
Right? It's quick. It's quick. All right. Now, with that, we go to the top of the round, and we're back to Cordan, who's still being chased by the knight.
As I'm running, I'm going to turn around and look at this guy and just blast the ever-living you-know-what out of him with lightning.
Okay. Do that. And I have to make a save. Sorry. I have to make a dex save.
Yeah, and I'll go ahead and woe you.
You can wait till I roll. I rolled a 5.
Oh.
We'll look at that later. He rolled a 5, so he takes the damage, so go ahead and roll it.
29.
Wow. Yep, that's 29 damage. He's toast. Alright, so the lightning comes down and just blasts right in front of you. It just, you see his body just kind of crumple to the weight of the entire, like his armor. It's like ricocheting between his armor as the electricity hits him. He falls to the ground. You still have movement and bonus action.
Bonus action, healing word on Mari.
Healing word on Mari. Roll your d4 damage to heal Mari.
D4 plus 3. 7.
Yeah.
Ooh.
There you go.
Roll the max.
At the end of your turn, roll. Give me a perception check. As you run and you cast Healing Word and you see like some of the wounds begin to heal on Mari, you stop and you hear, like through all of the combat, through everything, you hear rustling through the trees, like these gargled voices echoing through the trees, and it's a language you don't quite understand, but I'll give you a history check just to see if maybe you recognize the language.
Oh, that's so natty.
Wow.
Nice eyes.
Walking back to him.
Wow. Somewhere in your studies at Falconmere, you actually encountered someone who spoke this, and you just recognized the phonetics of the language itself, but it's Aquan.
What?
You hear the Aquan language coming from the
snap.
woods.
Nice.
I want to turn and look and see if I can find the source.
You see several shadowy figures moving from this direction. You
Towards
spot,
us?
yes, they're closing in. Probably 8, maybe 10 of them.
I'm going to get Anne's attention and point at him.
Okay, and give me a quick perception check to see if you're even looking at him. You don't.
Nope.
You're so busy with everything
That was a
else. You're in
3.
the trees. You're not paying attention to Cordan and whatever his nonsense is. All right, with that, it is Anne's turn.
Okay. So I'm going to. Oh, wrong one. There we go. Move here.
Okay,
Is this fully like in my way from these guys?
you can definitely take a shot at one of them. Also, remember you can bonus action
I know.
dash.
I wanted to dagger. I wanted to throw 2 daggers at the guy.
You totally could dagger.
Cool. And do I get
Dagger.
advantage at least
Yes, you do.
on the first?
On both.
Or do I get it on both?
Both.
Okay. Here's the first.
All right, so you run and whoa, all the dice. All right.
Okay.
So we'll take the 21. It'll be 6 points of piercing plus 11 points of sneak attack, which is going to be 17 points of damage. You run. You throw the knife as you're running. The knife somehow the priest turns and looks as the dagger buries right in between his forehead, and he falls over dead.
Amazing. Second dagger attack.
Okay.
This guy has blur on, right?
No, he doesn't. He dropped. It does hit, so you
19
can
to
do, but you can't sneak attack twice. So you can do 6 points of damage to him.
Perfect.
Actually, yeah, that guy's taking 45 damage. He's still up.
Whew.
Okay,
Sure, the priest.
and with that, we go to the Inquisitor's turn.
Good luck.
Who is going to cast another 4th level healing word on himself
Peter.
and heal himself for 12.
Cheating.
He's not playing fair.
No. And then,
No way!
God, that is so villainous, but he's totally going to do it. All right. Hang on a second. Let me grab this.
Villainous actions. They're all very villainous.
All right. He's going to throw up a wall of fire.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. So now, Lorex, you're flying. How high up in the ground? You're high. So, Lorex,
30 feet.
You're 30 feet up, but you see this wall of fire go up that will engulf both Vimak and the priest standing next to him. So, Vimak, you need to roll a save on the wall of fire. It's a deck save.
Is it deck?
Deck save.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So you're gonna take 6d8 damage.
Ooh.
Well,
So take
24.
31 damage. The priest also has to make this save. And he combust. He is completely just explodes into fire. The priest does. With that, he's going to make a run for it. And Vimak,
swing on him, right?
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Wait, no, you used your reaction this turn.
Oh, you can't do.
Actually, I take it back. You used your reaction last round when you moved. It's a new round, so you can make your attack of opportunity.
Hooray!
I forgot. You used
Swing
Cloud
for
Rune at the
one.
very. Yeah, you can make your attack of opportunity.
Is that 2 swings or 1?
Just one.
It's just a 1.
Okay. Like, Az is up in the air, so he's not flanked, right?
No.
Right.
How do you do the little measury thing that I see y'all doing sometimes?
That will hit, and it will be 16 damage. You can also need to add another D6 to your rune. Add another D6 for your Giant's Might.
Can you push him? Can you push him onto the other side of the wall?
22 points of damage.
Nice.
Well, yeah, I think I'll invoke the fire rune on him too. Let's see if he can make a strength saving throw.
All right, roll another 2d6 fire damage.
Yeah.
Which, amazingly enough, he is not. Another 5 damage. Okay. And he's got to make a strength saving throw. 22.
Well, let's.
22.
That beats it.
Yeah. All right. So the shackles go and burns. He's like, ah, and he breaks free of it as he continues to run. With that, it is Lorex's turn.
You know, I got to break character here, and despite not having full hearts, only got one option. I got Eldritch Blast. Let's shoot the sword beams anyway.
All right, go sword beams. Okay.
I'm gonna look for the bonus on them. +5.
So 15.
So a 20 and a 15.
All right, the 20 will hit.
The 20 will hit. All right, we'll roll the D10 and D8 cold from my Spirit Shroud.
Okay.
And then +3 cold from my Genie's Wrath will be 9 damage. And he can go ahead. Yeah, total of 9.
Okay.
And he cannot benefit from healing until the end of my next turn.
Oh, very
boy.
good. Very good. He cannot benefit from healing. All right. It is the priest's turn. They are both dead. It is the knight's turn. There's 2 knights left. They're going to go hacking on some bears. The first one is.
I do want to follow him too.
All right, go ahead and move your guy.
Oh, he didn't go very far. I'm ghosting him.
All right. He attacks the first bear. Attack and hit. Woof. Woof. All right. He's going to drop Blaze. He's on the ground. We're just going to put a little red dot on him. All right. We got another attack on Thornton, who's also being flanked. First attack, 1 hit. Both will hit. Thornton will go down as well.
Not good.
All right. That's the knight's turn. And now it is the bear's turn. Mari will run around and flank this one. Well, not flank at this point. It's downhill. She'll just attack. And she will miss with all 3 attacks. And now it is Vimak's turn.
All right, I'm going to run to him, and I'm going to grapple him. He ain't going nowhere.
Grapple him? All right, so you run through... Hang on, you got to run through the flaming fire.
Oh, it wasn't on me? I thought it was already on me.
He was in it.
Yeah, hang on.
I didn't get out of it.
If you run through... Yeah, either way, you're going to have to make another... Yeah. All right, so here's the thing. Basically, it was right in front of you. You stepped out of it. If you're going to run through it, you got to make another save. Or you can run around it.
How high is the wall?
That's a solid question. How tall is Wall of Fire? It is 20 feet high.
Posh. All right, let's see. Right. See what I can do here.
Is it in the pen?
Actually, give me 1 second. He got hit by a sword beam. It's still up. Actually, wait. He also got hit by the reaction of moving. I mean, be fair. He's good. So he's made both his concentration checks.
How much did this damage do again last time?
Like 35? It's 8d6. He upcast it.
Can Danny hold his action until after mine?
He could.
All right, where was I? Right here.
Well, he's at the end of the round.
Yeah.
You could try to run around and flank him this way.
It's going to take forever, though. I got to go around the tent.
You can run through it.
Fire.
You can go
All right,
5,
let's see.
10, 15, 20, 25. You can get 30.
30.
And then you can do another 30 if that's all you're moving. If that's all you're going to do is move another 30.
Through the tent.
So
All
basically
right,
run out
another
the other
35,
side.
10, 15, 20, 25. Now I'm going to action surge, and I'm going to grapple him.
Nice.
Okay, yes you are. All right, let's
He goes Juggernaut style through the house and.
Because I'm in giant might, I get advantage
Yeah,
on
you do.
strength saving throws.
well,
on
on
grappling.
strength check. Yeah, so all right, make your
Before you do your roll, Trevor, I'm going to give you a minus on your opposing.
you're going to woe me. I've been
Yes.
woed. I've been woed. All right, roll.
What do I even
Minus
roll for this?
5.
Strength checks?
Yeah, it's a strength check. Well, first you have
He's
to
got a
make
minus-
Right.
you've got to make the attack roll. All right, so 26. So you've grabbed him. Okay. Now for him to get out, he's got to make a strength opposing strength check to get out of it. But you've grabbed him. Okay. So at this point, he's pinned by not pinned, but he's grabbed by you. All right. So now that you've grabbed him, it's top of the round. It's Cordan's turn.
So there's still what, 2 of them up?
There's still 2 of them up here.
All right, I'll do an action right back here on the call lightning behind the 2 to try to get rid of those 2.
Okay. That's a fail. And that's a fail. That's 2 fails. So give me all your damage.
30.
30. And they're both down.
Woo!
Then I'm going to cast bonus action on the bear that's down.
Okay, but 2 of them are down.
1 bear and 1 dwarf.
Actually, yeah, that's Thorbrick. He's down. This bear's down. I'm sorry, all the bears are down. Except Mari.
Mari's down?
Mari's not down. I'm sorry. So basically, he's
he-
not dead. He's not dead. He's not dead. I'm sorry. He's this one. Not that one.
Quick
Oh,
medicine
he's only
check,
mostly
perception check.
dead.
Who looks the worst?
Thorbrick.
All right, I'm going to cast healing word on Thorbrick.
All right, he's recovered. He's healed. He's stopped. He's stabilized. It only takes
Gotcha.
1. All right, so he's so Thorbrick is back up. Now you still have a move action.
I'm going to run up here, and I'm going to look at Anne and say, "Is the fire died down any? Like, could we get to the trapdoor?"
Yes.
All right. I'm going to tell Anne, I think we've got them. I'm going to tend to them. Go get Boo.
Go get Boo. Okay.
Because I'm hoping that they can restrain him and we can find out if these were collective.
Okay.
And then, Trevor, I'm also going to go over my shoulder and see if our friends are still there.
All right, so you tell that to Anne. Anne, you take like a half step towards that. When you see breaking out of the trees, something very odd.
Oh no.
Something very, very odd. If only I could find the proper handout.
Oh boy!
You see all these fishmen running out of the clearing.
Purdy.
Must be some kind of fishman.
Okay.
Are they brandishing
Do
weapons?
they look friendly, or are they? Yeah, I was just gonna say.
They are all
weapons?
brandishing spears, and some of them have shields. Some of them have like a trident.
And do they look friendly, or like they're on for the attack?
They look like they're on for their hunting, or they're on for the attack. 3, 6, 7. There's 8 of them. Sorry, there's more. There's 10 of them.
Okay. Is it my turn? I
It
didn't know if Cordan's
is.
done.
Yes, it is your turn.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna send Soot to go get Boo. Soot has a
That's
60-foot
thinking.
flying speed.
That's thinking.
That is thinking. Soot.
So Soot, who would have been in my hood the whole time.
Right.
Well, it's basically like Soot just lives in my hood.
Because it's
if
the
it's
safest
unspoken.
place to be.
The safest place. You'll
Well,
never
now
fall
that-
out of there.
Soot can fly. Okay, thank you very much. And also, I was not the one who got the roll for Soot. That was your fault. Just say it.
So
Anyway.
Soot flies to go get Boo, and he's flying over. All right, so that's a
And
free
he would-
action. What do you
That's
do?
it for-
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at Cordan, bewildered. I have no idea what these things are. But my biggest fear is that guy getting away.
Okay.
So, and
I'll
are the bears?
stay. I got this.
Are the bears all down?
Not Mari.
Okay. I'm gonna go around the tent
Okay.
because the wall of fire is still up.
Mhm.
That's 45, and then I can go another 15. I don't think I can get to see him.
You can cut him off if he gets away.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move basically to here and ready in action to see, because I don't know that they've grappled him. So I'm gonna ready in action to.
I gotcha. If he comes around the corner, you can take a
If he
shot.
comes around the corner, I'm gonna make a shot.
All right, so you're running around. You're knocking your bow. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. All right.
But you couldn't see him through the giant tent and the giant wall
Nope.
of fire? Makes sense. Makes sense.
Okay. It's his turn.
Opposing strength check, isn't it?
It is. He's gonna try to get out of it. So you roll with advantage, and your strength is a 20. Only got to beat's a 21, and he rolls a 17. All right. So he like tries to get out. You like hold him down, not letting him go.
I'm trying to keep this one alive.
Okay. And with that, that's his turn. He spends his whole turn trying to get away, Russell the Goliath, which he cannot. It is now Lorex's turn.
Now, Lorex will float down in front of him. You made a mistake today, my friend. And his great sword will glow yellow as I cast Booming Blade and slice it across his middle.
Okay, go for it. Miss.
17?
Miss.
Ah! Just glances off his armor.
His
I guess.
armor. Yep. Yeah, even though he's wrestling, he's able to shift, and you basically like brush up against his pauldron. He's
I
very.
look at my sword in disgust. In disgust!
Is that
Poor
it?
Lorex.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
All right, Mari, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Mari comes just like all fours running and just runs around the tent, and it basically ends her turn like coming around close to Anne, and sniffing the air looking for her prey, that she's on the hunt, as it were. And with that, it's Vimak's turn.
All right, I'm going to. He's grappled. Can I try to knock him out? This would be a melee attack,
Yes, you can.
unarmed strike. All right, or would I do a? I don't know.
Here's what. Just make your attack, and now that you've told me that's what you're trying to do, if you get to lethal damage, you knock him out.
Is that Yeah, here we
Just
go.
make your attack. You get advantage on the attack. You're basically holding him in one hand and just taking your maul and just like punching it in his face.
17 on the first one,
Miss.
I think.
That's a miss.
Alright.
Again, he ducks out of the way. That will hit. And so 6 points of bludgeoning damage. Alright, so again, you just like, you pop in his mouth, his nose breaks, his blood starts coming down, and he continues to put up a fight.
Okay. Trying to keep him alive.
Alright. Alright, so at the end of the round, all of the fishmen continue to burn out of the. They're just running. Some of them are like basically using one hand to kind of like leap. They're running with like their two legs and their one hand at the same time to kind of like leap around as they're carrying their spears. They all start charging towards them. One out in front looks over and sees Cordan, and you hear this guttural voice go, "Where is he? Where's Lorex?"
Friend or foe?
He is our.
Really, it's Lorex.
He goes, "We worship Lorex."
Oh, he's over there.
What?
Floaty dwarf, can't miss it.
And all the fishmen are following their leader.
And all the fish horses and all the fish men.
It's a good thing they said something, because it was about to be fried fish. We were about to have Captain D's over here. They were all grouped up. I was like,
The second he said awkward, I knew.
Silvers over here.
You're over here preparing to hit like 7 of them with a lightning bolt. Like, ooh, they're grouped up.
So the fishmen are basically running in a pack as they kind of run around and looking for this Lorex that they. Was worship the right word? And as they make the turn, it is now that's Cordan's turn.
Oh, well, my turn is going to be to bonus action healing word on whoever looks the okayest.
Okay.
And then third level healing word on whoever looks the worst.
Gotcha. All right. So basically, you're gonna spend your turn healing these. All right. Roll your heal.
All right. Strangely enough, has the least third level spells this fight.
It's fine.
Actually, I'll do second level healing word.
Okay. Get the bears up. As you heal both of them, their wounds heal. They revert back to human form as they kind of come to, like, ugh. But they're wounded, but they are stable. With that, we go to Anne.
Where would have Boo been? Like, how far does Sut
That's
going to
take a second. That's going to take a second for him to go down and grab Boo. So they're en route.
Okay, and I would have specified to take Boo to Cordan.
Okay.
So they know where to go.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm going to then do. Ooh, I can get right up there.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. Okay. And dagger.
Dagger. Go for it.
Do.
And you will attack with advantage.
I like that. And can I add booming blade to that?
You can. On the here's the thing. If you're gonna dagger, no. If you're gonna booming blade, yes.
Oh right. Okay. So I'll do dagger.
Okay.
Are y'all trying to kill him, or are y'all trying to incapacitate him?
Incapacitate. What I thought.
17. The first attack will miss.
Okay.
Second attack.
They're trying to incapacitate him.
So 24 to hit.
19 damage. Okay.
Okay. That's my turn.
A little bloodletting.
All right, his turn. He's being wrestled by you. He reaches out with his gauntlet and he begins to cast a spell. And he touches himself and he vanishes.
Do I get any sort of, since I'm grappling him?
No.
You still feel him? Does he still feel?
No. He's out of your hands. He is vanished.
It's the one thing we didn't want to happen.
With that, Lorex, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna try and sense him, I guess, or do I know if he's gone for good? Can I do like an Arcana check?
You can.
I got a 3.
Magic's hard
because I'm best at all things. I'm good. I'm
so
good at spells.
you
good at damage.
rolled a 1 and it got you a 3. So magic is hard. There's so many different facets of magic. It's hard to tell exactly what happened. But that is you're kind of
Honestly,
clueless on.
It probably wasn't even magic. It probably wasn't even magic.
Would they shout out that he? Can I see them?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see what's going on. Yeah.
Would I see that he's vanished? Would they say something?
I think you're at this point. You're trying to fix the bears. You're in the middle of all of that. There's a lot going on. You definitely see something as a miss, but whether or not you saw exactly what happened, I'm gonna say no.
Where's the little bear? Didn't she follow down? Here?
Oh yeah, it's she's next. Yeah. She runs up and she's gonna start sniffing.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was.
As she starts to sniff, he reappears. Like he blinks and he reappears there, and she's gonna go to maul him.
Did she smell him? My internet cut out for a second.
It's really weird when you banish yourself.
Ah, very smart.
It's a weird.
Did it just to get out of the?
Hold up.
Smirk. I don't know what to think.
All right, so he blinks back. She sniffs him. As soon as he blinks back, she jumps on the back of him, puts her paw on her neck, and starts breaking his neck. And as he just kind of like starts going limp at Mari, just on his back, just ripping at him. All right, so Lorex, I'm gonna say that you are holding your action as you're kind of like bewildered of what happened because all of this kind of happened back. So you see this? He's back. He's fighting this bear. What do you want to do?
I want to hit him with my sword.
Swing your sword with advantage.
Yeah, take him down
with advantage.
With advantage again. Booming blade didn't work last time, so I'm just gonna swing on him.
Okay. Miss. But you can attack again. What'd you roll? I think that's second attack.
I don't hear you guys.
All right, so your second attack hit.
Okay, you guys are there now. You can hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. My second attack hit. All right.
So what are your
It's
damage?
gonna be 2d6 and a d8. Plus 7.
So what's your total damage? So you rolled 4 for the sword.
It is 18.
18 total damage. Lorex, what does this look like as you kill Baylor?
He finally just comes across, just brings the sword up, like he swings down and just glances off of his armor again. Just, gets frustrated and stabs him through the middle. Like as Mari is hanging off the back of him on the top of his shoulders, he just comes low through the abdomen.
Okay, all right. So you stab him as you pull the sword out. Blood like trains out of him as his lifeless body
Like
falls
cold,
to the ground.
like icy blood.
Yes. As that happens, of course the wall of
I've
fire.
incapacitated him.
As that happens, you hear this guttural cheer of all these fishmen that are running around you, and they're like, "He did it! Lorex! He did it!" As you look around, you see all these strange, 4.5, 5 foot tall fishmen carrying these shields and these spears, and he's like, "I told you, but Robbie was right. He is our god."
And Lorex's eyes just get all big, and he's floating there with like waist down. He's got like the Genie smoke, like watery, like classic Genie thing going on, and his just eyes are wide, and he's looking at all these fish, and he's suddenly thinking back to all the times that he caught and ate fish. And he's a little horrified. Like, takes a small bow.
And with that, the leader of them walks out. "Ah, yes. My name is Akil. I am the chief of the Kuatoa, and we have traveled here to see you. And this is Sigbil and Hilfin and Gillis and Prin and Nebel." And he kind of goes over and kind of names all of them.
Yes, and I'll repeat their names as he's saying them, just kind of.
Yes. And we too have had troubles with those flayers of mind, and we have come here because we heard you are a champion against them.
Oh, yes. Yes,
You
it's
know,
awesome.
you know Barabi.
How do you know that name?
Well, we were looking for a cause, and Barabi told us about you, so we began to worship you. And we saw a vision of where you were.
He just gets me into more and more trouble, doesn't he? Well, very well. Come with me. We'll make a spot for you. I'm certain you can help us as we come back.
So the 10 Kuataw, they all raise their spears and go, and they start like kind of cheering and looking over.
My sword too.
And Akil the chief, he like removes his necklace, these gems and this crustacean necklace that he's got, and he lays it on the ground and goes, a gift to you, our lord. We are here for your service.
Of course. Like, I pick it up. I don't want to be rude. These are the first people who've been nice to me in a while, so I put the necklace on.
Okay. So
quick question: are they actually taller than him?
Yes.
Well, I'm floating above.
Cool.
Yes. But not
not currently. Like, I've got a head above them as I float. But if
as this is happening, what is Vimak doing?
Vimak is looking. Is the captain, the Inquisitor, dead, or did we incapacitate? I don't know.
He's dead.
Okay. I was going to I'm going to second wind, get a little.
Okay.
And just going to do. Did we lose anybody? Is anybody else still down? We're good.
All right, so you're going to go around and check the dwarves who are all downed or knocked out by... It seems that the only dwarf that died was Geldar. The others seem to be stable, as well as the bears. Okay. Everyone's beat up. We did lose Geldar, so we did lose a dwarf.
I take it he's the one who got crit.
He is. He's also the one that you pulled the spirit out of.
That was after he died. He's already dead.
See?
Don't put that bad juju on me, Ricky Bobby.
All right. So with this is a good place to stop our episode tonight, as you have fought off...
I have one more thing I wanted to do.
Oh, then we will do one more thing.
I wanted to thorn whip up into the highest tree that I could.
Okay.
And perception as best I could to make sure there weren't any others getting away that weren't seen.
You don't see any others looking away. So you get up to scout around, and this looks like all there were. Now, there are horses about, but you don't see... all of the riders had dismounted.
Well, the horses are going to lose all of their saddles and whatnot, and they're going to find their way into the Macathra pastures.
Yeah.
Who probably sold them to them to begin with. All right. So we'll add the horses to the list. Obviously, you can get all the goods from the Order of the Gauntlet. We'll add that to Discord later. Okay. There are many things to unpack here, but after tonight, we've seen the Wildheart clan. We have met the Kuatoas, and we have now seen that there are many factions upset with the things that you have done, and apparently the Order of the Gauntlet's involved. They're looking for the Infernal and Hagmore, as has now been named. So we'll pick up next week to see where this goes. So with that, we'll sign off. Thank you everyone for watching. Continue to follow us, and see you next time. Thanks a lot.